what's up, guys? It's your boy Seeker. And first, I want to start by saying, where the white women at? Anyways, jokes aside, we're here with another video. Today, we're gonna react to some clown on Twitter by the name of XJ Hana. Remember, don't go harassing these people. And we'll get right to it. So essentially what this person says, or rather this whammon says, is that men are the problem with the gaming community. What could that possibly mean? Let's go check it out. See.
She would last 10 minutes in the cloud lobby is not, nor has it ever been, a valid excuse for men to act like pieces of human garbage.
I was gonna comment, but let's see what she means by that, right?
I shouldn't have to play a game where all I say is hi and the whole game is thrown and I'm in hell for the next 40 minutes because
Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? Are you talking about how guys, or legitimately almost anyone, will basically hear someone get on the mic and the first thing they do is talk shit? Is that what you're talking about? Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to mansplain.
men are being emotional. That is not normal and that's not how the old 5 days work.
Ma'am, I don't think you know what you're talking about here, because we're gonna talk about the old Call of Duty lobbies. You would know that they're much worse than they were now. But here's the kicker. People back then were a bunch of crybabies. People weren't soft. People either threw shit back or they just muted and continued playing their game. But for the most part, people were always talking shit to each other because that's just the thing. Let me make a point here. The gaming community is comprised of men, because that's what the game community is. Men. There were some women, right? And some women in the past who joined because they wanted to be gamers. They wanted to prove that they can hang with the guys, and they would also throw shit back because they understood and knew that that was just the environment of the gaming community, because that's how guys typically are with each other. Guys will always give each other shit, and guys knew that it was nothing more than banter and having fun and etc. And very rarely did people get triggered and started crying about it. Like, let's be real here.
Because I promise you, as a man, you have never had somebody throw on the basis of your gender.
Yeah, you're currently doing that right now. Imagine my surprise. Wow. It's almost like the people who ask for tolerance are the most intolerant. The people who basically want to stop racism are the most racist, or claim to want to stop racism, I guess. The people who cry sexism are the most sexist, and etc. Wow. Talk about projection. Anyway.
That doesn't happen. You can say it happens. You're lying. I'm sorry. I don't know why that's.
No, it does happen, because especially nowadays, because society has normalized sexist, prejudiced behavior against men on the base of their gender, which is why Me Too exists, which is why a guy can get falsely accused by a female and he's guilty until proven innocent, and even when he's proven innocent, guess what happens? His life, likelihood, reputation, and etc. is destroyed, up to the point that some people are crazy enough to go and murk them, unalive them, So yeah, and prison, by the way.
Such a common thing in the comments of my videos. You guys.
Hold on, I want to see what you said again there. You know why that's such a common thing in your videos? Because you need to grow the fuck up. That's why. Because you're oversensitive, madam.
Comments in my videos. You guys want to be oppressed so bad that you'll look at a man telling me he's gonna tell me to get back in the kitchen and say it's not a woman thing.
Look, there are some guys on the very small minority that are actually pieces of crap. That is the case, sure, but for the most part, most of them are doing it out of pure fun and, you know, just banter. It's a guy space. Every guy space is like this. Me and my friends on the Discord are always shitting on each other, and at the end of the day, it's just banter. It's just how we are with each other and anyone that comes to our space. Not because they're toxic or they're sexist or misogynistic, but it's simply just how guys tend to be with each other. It's like some sort of romance, even when it's, you know, people they never met. So like that's how guys essentially become friends, and are when they have friends. Don't know what to tell you there. It's always been like that. Guys have always been giving each other shit. Do some rare few take it a little too far? Yes. Women do the same thing. There's women that I banter with all the time, and we're friends, and etc. Hell, one of my exes was like that too. We used to talk mad shit to each other while we play video games. It's part of the gaming community. That's what it is. Like, let me tell you a small story. So essentially, me and my ex like to banter a lot, which is fun as shit, because God. And I was like, yeah, finally a female that can take some banter, you know, without getting offended or whatever, because it's just for fun. And she can give really good banter back. That shit had me falling in love. But then we were playing a game in Call of Duty in public chat, and we were giving each other shit while we're gaming, because we get competitive and whatnot, which is good. It's fun. And some guy comes out of fucking nowhere and starts white knighting and simping, trying to defend her honor somehow. And that's where I come in and I tell him, like, you do know, hey, I was like, hey, jackass, you do know that that's my girlfriend I'm talking to, right? This is how we are. Oh, my bad, bro. I didn't know. I was like, yeah, that's what happens when you want to be a little white knight. Like, it's not my fault that you people are sensitive. It's no one else's fault. Like, no one asked you to defend her. She's mine, in the sense of that she's my girlfriend. Don't worry about it. Like, and that's some funny shit. It's like people are always butthurt and sensitive, and then there's always this want to save Captain Save a hoe, I guess is what I can say. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, but you get my point. Always ready to defend people when they don't know the context or whatever. So yeah.
I'd say that happens to you too. It doesn't. There's a reason that historically male-dominated spaces are known for being toxic.
No, they're not toxic or unsafe. Like, it can be, you know, because there's always that one jackass that always wants to act like he can beat everybody up and he's tough and all this other shit. But for the most part, and again, that's a small minority of weak-minded males, right? But the majority are just having fun and talking shit. You know how many people have called me from the N-word to white boy or whatever, even though I'm not white. Like, it is what it is, and I talk my shit back. People have said a lot of fucked up shit, and guess what? I still say some shit back. I'm not spineless or butthurt. It's just something I understand that comes with the community. Most people just love the banter and get competitive and shit, and some people are dickheads. Welcome to the real world, where people are gonna always say things you don't like, but you don't see me going out here saying people can't say things that I don't like. I don't do that.
And unsafe. That goes for gaming, that goes for sports. Any male-dominated space is a bad thing.
Then why? Let me steal some words from fate here. Why don't you just fuck off? If that's what you think. If that's the case, if what you're saying is so true, why are you trying to join the male-dominated spaces? Make that make sense. If they're toxic and unsafe as you claim, and they're bad, why are you, or people like you, and by that I mean people with your soft, weak-minded, politically correct mindset, always trying to join these spaces? Like, why? Why are you trying to join these spaces if they're so bad as you claim? Maybe because you're full of shit and just fishing for some sympathy. Because if a space is bad, for example, if I know one side of the street is dangerous and the other side is not, why am I gonna go through the dangerous side? Make that make sense. Clearly, it's not as dangerous as you claim to be. And again, fishing for sympathy.
That's not me being sexist. That is.
No, you're being sexist. Sorry, no one's ever told you that, but you're being sexist.
You saying there is an inherent issue with the way that you guys have your locker room talk?
Our locker room talk is our locker room talk. I've seen women have locker room talk, and it's just as bad as you claim ours is. And sometimes, and a lot of times worse. I've heard females, even at places I've worked, locker room talk. Especially even in Spanish. And it's crazy. So, pretending like females are holier than thou is not the case. That seems to be a pretty big issue in society, where people act like a female can't do no wrong, a female's always right, she's an angel, and etc. And that's not me hating, that's just an observation, to be honest, because females like you, I know a lot of times of females who are chill as hell. Hell, I currently know one that gives me shit and I give her shit back, and it's just all banter and fun. But the people who think like you are a problem, because essentially it's like the example I gave in another video. It's like, let's say I have a sister, which I don't, and you know, I have a group of friends, right? This is our male space, and we're roughhousing, we're joking around, we're bantering, and etc. Suddenly she wants to be part of that group, which is fine, it's not a problem. Here's where the problem lies, right? She wants to be part of the group, but now suddenly we have to stop roughhousing. We have to watch what we say. We have to, you know, give her all this special treatment because she's apparently a girl. Suddenly, my friends don't want to hang out with me. None of us are happy. And it's all because instead of joining that space and being a part of it, you join that space to dictate what the rules should be, because you can't handle banter, shit talk, which is the same shit, I guess, or roughhousing. So instead of playing roughhouse with us, instead of roughhousing with us, bantering, talking your shit, and having fun, you're putting rules on us so we can't do any of this stuff, and therefore no one's having fun and no one wants to hang out when you're around. Thus, no one's gonna like me for having you around because you're my sister, and because you want these special rules because reasons. There's a reason why guys get totally happy and excited and basically damn near fall in love with a woman when a woman can basically roughhouse, banter, talk her shit, and have fun just like the rest of the guys. That's why guys find it attractive when a woman basically can actually do certain things that guys can do. Like, for example, female playing guitar, you know, like rock music. A lot of guys find that attractive because that's usually something you don't see a female do. Roughhousing, playing a female that plays video games, we find that hot for a reason, because that's typically something guys do, and when a woman can do that, it's just an instant falling in love kind of thing, because we can appreciate the women who can do the things that we like as males that you don't usually see them do. So clearly your whole idea of this sexist agenda that you have isn't really real. The only time guys have a problem is when girls like you or even males like you who act like you or think like you get into a space and suddenly we have to change the rules because they're weak and oversensitive. That's not fun. And that's why people get pissed off, because you come into our spaces and you ruin them because you want special treatment instead of getting treated like everyone else is getting treated.
That makes everybody else feel unsafe. I don't know how.
No one feels unsafe. The only people who tend to claim that they feel unsafe have a very hard time taking social cues or have a comprehension issue, it seems, or are basically just soft as shit and can't handle it. Like, guess what, Buttercup? Grow a pair. Sorry you don't have a spine. What do you want me to say?
You could possibly find it.
No one feels fun making someone else unsafe. People have fun just shitting on each other because that's just life. People want to be able to joke around without having to walk on eggshells for anyone. I personally hate the living shit out of that, and I hang around in a lot of spaces, and the moment someone tells me how to fucking think, I get pissed the hell off and I tell them off. I tell them off. I don't care. I don't care about your feeling. My job, it's not my job to cater to your feelings because they got hurt. You know what I mean? Like, it's wild. It's wild that people have to walk on eggshells to make someone who's oversensitive feel better about themselves. Like, there's a difference between being a dickhead, which no one's okay with, and then just having your fun with friends or people that are trying to join your circle. Because walking around your entire life with a stick up your rectum is not a good way to live. Thought policing is not a good way to live. You know what I mean? And that's why people get angry.
It's fun to make other people feel unsafe. No woman is asking men to make gaming a safe space.
Yes, you are. You're literally doing that. You're literally doing that. That is exactly what you're doing. Literally is exactly what you're doing.
The sunshine and rainbows and everything, but could you please be normal?
That is fucking normal. That is literally fucking normal. That people banter and talk shit on video games and have their fun. When I'm in a moody mood and someone says something stupid, you know what I do? I mute my mic or I mute them because I'm having a bad day. That's it. Or I'll say some shit back. That's it. You literally have tools to shut these people up if your feelings are getting hurt so badly. You can mute them, you can report them, which that part could be a double-edged sword. You can block them. Like, what more do you want? The problem is you're not happy with just that, because again, you want to control the space and dictate what that space should be, but that's not your space. You're welcome to the space, but it's not your space. But you want it to be so bad, so you have to control it and tell people how to think, how they should act, and etc. Which I find it messed up.
Because I want to be able to enjoy playing the game without my life being threatened.
I get my life threatened all the time. I mean, there's been times where I actually been in a very bad mood and someone tries to threaten my life over a video game. And I've seen guys, it's funny because one time I think I was playing Friday the 13th, and this was like a couple years back, and two guys who live in New York were having a back and forth, and then it was so stupid because this is what happens when you're oversensitive as shit, right? So essentially what happened was that they got to the point where like the banter started becoming an actual thing, and they were like, oh, where you live. So neither of them wanted to give each other's address, or at least the other one didn't want to come to the other one's address. So they said, all right, let's go meet at the park and settle it, all over a stupid game. And I was getting irritated because it was all in my ear and I had to tell them to shut the hell up and grow up, that this is a video game. Yeah, there's stupid people like that, but it's a rare minority. But this is what happens when people are like you, oversensitive, and take everything up the behind for no reason.
Without my body being threatened.
I don't know how you can threaten someone's body, you know, over the internet, I guess. Again, this is more of fishing for sympathy. I don't even know what that means. I wish that when you people said stupid things like this, that you would actually be more specific about what you mean when you say these stuff, because this is just vague and it's hard to understand and to know how to reply to these things, because essentially it's vague and it makes no sense. You have not seen the women in these spaces that can talk shit and can take it. I've seen females do a lot of worse things. It's a lot of stuff females say in these spaces, and I'm talking about the toxic ones that, you know, you'd be very surprised that they're allowed to even say in these spaces. But, you know, let's control the guys. I think anyone who's toxic, you know, needs to grow the hell up. But, you know, having your fun, and it depends what you mean by toxic, because essentially it's a stupid word created that doesn't really mean anything. Like, I know what it means, don't get me wrong. When I say it doesn't mean anything, it's usually a buzzword. It's like when every time someone disagrees with you, the first thing you do, or at least people like you, the first thing you guys do is call them sexist, racist, homophobic, and etc. Like, there's an actual definition to that. But every time someone disagrees with you or calls you out on your double standard bullshit, that's the first thing you guys go for. Buzzwords. Basically, it means that in the instance you say them, they don't mean anything, because the actual definition has nothing to do with what you're trying to claim the person is. Like, for example, if you call the person racist because they're tired of seeing woke shit on video games like Assassin's Creed Shadows, for example, and you suddenly call them racist. Like, there's an actual definition to racism, but you're using it out of context in a situation where that word shouldn't be even used, to be honest.
And men are the ones making it targeted by me saying men, or if you feel attacked by me saying men.
But you want us to care when you quote unquote feel attacked in these spaces. Like, make it make sense. Please. Make it make sense.
And you are part of the problem if you feel attacked by.
No. People feel attacked because every time they want to have their own spaces where they can hang out at, someone like you wants to come and ruin it. When there's females out there who enjoy our spaces and have fun talking all the shit that we're talking. And again, yeah, the toxic people suck, but there's always going to be a toxic person in every community, and some more than others. There's some communities that have more toxicity than the communities that you're complaining. Like, for example, your type of people who think the same as you are more toxic than the guys you're complaining about, because our people have in our community, or gaming communities, we have some toxic people, but they're in the minority. But people who think like you and have your politically correct mindset are more toxic than not. You understand what I'm saying?
By that, you're part of the problem. If you say just mute them, you're part of the problem.
I mean, mute them. That's what the mute button exists. Block them. You can mute them, block them. And if they're being legitly, it's almost hard to say because it's a double-edged sword, because people can abuse it, which is the report button. And a lot of times people get reported just for simply not having the right, thought, in the sense of like not being politically correct, and suddenly, woke companies will ban them. So it's a double-edged sword, especially nowadays.
If you sit there and let them say that to me and you don't intervene.
Yeah, I'm not gonna intervene. You're not my problem. You're really not my problem. I have friends who get talked to like that, and I don't intervene sometimes. They don't intervene sometimes. You know why? Because they know that we can handle it and we can say shit back that's worse, or we just don't care to reply to it. Like, it's called being an adult. Like, honestly, grow up, grow a backbone. What else do you want?
You're part of the problem, because I have a lot of male friends, normal.
Yeah, normal male friends. You mean orbiters that hang around you because you give them a little bit of hope, and you want to sprinkle some magic pussy dust on them, so they think that they're gonna ever get something out of you, and etc. Or you have guy friends who think that they're being masculine and honorable by defending your honor even when you're clearly mentally delusional. Yeah, those aren't good people or normal people. Those are people with issues. Like let's use the female for example. If you're not my girlfriend, and this is gonna trigger a lot of you, if you're not my girl, guess what? You're not my problem. The only woman I'm ever gonna defend is my woman, and that's it. It's not my job to go around being Captain Saberho. Sorry to tell you that. It's not my job. I know a lot of guys have this stupid mentality of they have to save every female from everybody for some reason. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, there are situations where you should help people. You know what I mean? But even then, what? You risk your life to save someone? Like, for example, let's say some guy is over here beating on his girl outside, right? And the right thing would be to get in between that and stop it. But guess what? Here's the outcomes you usually run into. One, it's a trap and you end up being unalived or in prison because you wanted to be a superhero and try to get in between a couple fighting. Now you're either dead, you're in prison, facing charges, and etc. So I don't blame people for not wanting to help. And it's the same thing with other guys. You try to help a guy out, you end up with a gang of people trying to unalive you and whatnot. So it's really tough to want to go out there and actually help people, because people are pretty much POS sis pieces of crap, I guess. And that's not to say that everyone's like that. I'm just saying the people who are pretty much fucked in the head and do this kind of evil shit is what I'm talking about. And yeah, like, I'm not gonna die or lose my life or my livelihood for that. I'm sorry. The only females I'm defending are females in my family, depending on the context behind that, and my woman. That's it. If you're not any of that, guess what, sweetie pie? I'm not helping you. It's not my job. And to think that because I'm a man and you think that should be my job, that's pretty sexist, to be honest. But anyways.
Don't say slurs and don't fight people and just like.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Look, I hear people say slurs left and right, and I'm a person of color. And guess what? Even if let's say the person is legitimately racist, which is a very rare thing to run into, and it hurts my feelings, I wouldn't care, to be honest. I'll probably just say something back. If people threaten me, I threaten them back. You know, if people do stupid shit, what's the saying? If you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. You know what I mean? Pretending that we're all supposed to be in the safe space with sunshines and flowers, like you're saying you're not trying to be, but we all know that you're trying to do that. You're trying to make the space a safe place for everyone, a safe space, which is essentially what you're trying to do. Even though you just said that you're not, even though you're contradicting yourself. You know what I mean? You know, offense is not given, it's taken. And if people are just bantering and you get offended, a lot of times that's a you problem. And trying to force everyone else to conform to your feelings is not a good thing. Then, if people are being legit pieces of shit, well, you should stand up for yourself. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what else you want me to tell you.
I understand it, it's not all. But if you are not one of the men doing this, it is entirely on you to help stop the men who are.
No, it's not. It's not another man's job to stop another guy from being a. It's not. Jesus Christ. Look. It's not my job to go around telling guys what they can or what they should or shouldn't say when it comes to the gaming space. I let people be themselves because I'm not a thought police, and no one should ever try to thought police anyone in that sense with politically correct nonsense because your fifis got hurt. That should never be a thing. Ever. Morals are totally different than being an oversensitive crybaby who gets butthurt every time someone says something that you don't like. People, welcome to reality. People are always gonna say things you don't like. This is like how some guys are stupid enough to think that violence is the answer to everything every time someone pisses you off. It's not. You know how many people have talked smack behind my back or said some passive aggressive crap in my face and I've never put my hands on them? Sometimes I'll even say something, I'll say something back sometimes. Sometimes I just don't care and I just pretend like I didn't hear it, or like the words don't mean shit to me, because they don't. That's the kind of mindset people like you should have. Fucking crying about everything tells me that you're just a child. You're basically a man child, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. That's all you're telling me, that you're a man child, that you're not a fucking adult. That is legitimately what it's telling me.
If you don't understand that, if you don't understand power imbalances and gender,
Oh,
hierarchy,
Jesus Christ.
it's not my place to teach you. I'm not your mother. I'm not your teacher. Close the
You're not my mother or my teacher, but here you are trying to act like you're my mother and my teacher by telling us all that men shouldn't banter and talk smack to each other or whatever in fucking video games. But you're not a mother and you're not a teacher. Okay, sure. Contradiction.
5 minutes is educate yourself. Like, stop making this about it.
You're clearly not very educated. You need to educate yourself, not the gender studies or your little lesbian dance theory bullshit, you know?
For everybody else who's just
Yeah, we're doing that for everybody else, right? But you're saying this is the majority of the game space, which is majority males, and majority of males are always talking shit to each other. Wow, it colored me surprised. Anyways, let's look at the comments section. All right, let's see the comment section. Here's one by Kang. Sorry if I butcher your name. Kang Min Lee. Every time, the circle of diversity. We demand to be included in your space and make it more diverse and inclusive. Next, we demand you change this space to our liking and ban stuff that offends us. The next one is we demand you to be kicked out of the space we created, even though you didn't create it, since you offended us. LOL, if you hate us, why not make your own space? And the circle goes around and around and around. Wow, this guy's right. 100%. This is 100% factual. Exactly how it is. Let's see. Riz, I didn't even listen. I'm not reading that. If you want to be, let's see, melee games. 1, if you want to be in a community, stop trying to change that community. Facts. 2, men in gaming get targeted for everything, including their gender. Facts. The difference is they understand it's banter and just have fun. Exactly. Number 3, you have a mute and block button. Wow. Facts. Imagine that. Tebow, get good and get it and get a treadmill and then use it. Blabbering collector, female, by the way, for context. Men are the problem. You know what? Men are the problem. But let me show some cleavage to prove it. Laugh my ass off. Get good, scrub. Yeah, she's right. Look at that. And that's a female saying that. And look at how many likes she has. 3.7K. And 121,000 people have viewed this. 76 have reposted it. And 40 have commented. Wow. Skill issue. Let's see. 5 shadow facts. Men pretty much are the gaming community, so maybe you're the problem. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's pretty much true. Stop yapping, no one's listening to your 2-minute melodrama. Well, I wouldn't say that's exactly true because, you know, content. Let's see, Nina. I will never understand this logic. I am a woman and I've played games with rude people who say stupid shit. And it goes in one ear and out the other, right? What is this BS about making a safe space in these gaming lobbies? Ain't no one coming through the monitor to grape you, hun. Yeah, she's right. She's not wrong. And this is another female, bro. Another female. Now remake this video wearing modest clothing. Hold on. Now remake this video wearing modest clothing and I might listen. Back. If quote Male dominated spaces are toxic and unsafe, unquote, then stay away from them instead of demanding inclusion. Facts. This is mean, bro. Yeah, I mean, no, people like you are the problem. Do me a favor and just fuck off, you pathetic little bubble. Let's see. The difference between men and fake gamers. We can trash talk, call each other names, and make fun of each other all game long, but we're back to being friends the next game. Maybe the oversensitive ones are the people who can't handle work without throwing a fit. Gatekeeping explained. Join the lobby. Change the lobby. Yeah. Men are the gaming community. Assimilate or leave. Just mute them like us men do and stop being so fragile. Yeah. Shut up. Excuse me, my eyes are up here. That's why I'm wearing the shirt, so you will look at my eyes. The most toxic industries are fashion and beauty, both female dominated spaces. You can't get her facts right because it destroys her narrative. Girl, if you can't handle being around boys treating you like an equal, don't invade their bubbles. It's very simple. Yes, and this is a female, by the way. Totally correct. You wanted equality, and the moment you're being treated as an equal, because this is how we treat each other as men, you're crying about it. Make it make sense. So you don't want equality, or do you want equality? I don't know what you're asking for here. And if you hear background noises, I'm sorry. All right, let's see. The gaming community was great until you wanted it to change. Yep. Oh, okay. Here's the video that I was looking for earlier and I couldn't find. Let's see what she has to say. This is the very same chick, right? Playing video games. Let's listen.
No, it's over, Ina. It's over. Like, if I were to have a boy, we better pray to God that he's gay. We better start indoctrinating him day one. We have to either make him trans or make him gay. We are not having a cisgender straight son.
So, according to her, men are ruining gaming, but listen to what she just said here. She hates men so much that she wants to raise her own sons to be gay or transgender. Imagine the craziness behind that. But, you know, we're the sexist one. What did I say earlier? The ones that cry sexism, phobias and whatnot are typically sexist, phobic, and etc. Projection. This is sad. I actually want to see what the comment section for this is. Yep, that checks out. Oh, sorry. They all have the same groupthink with the same ideology at this point. She's the typical leftist stereotype. I won't say that just in case YouTube might flag me or something. Who the hell is going to reproduce with her? You'd be surprised. There are some pretty stupid guys out there. She's a groomer. Yes, she should be jailed. What an absolute clown. Yep. Twitch. I'm pretty sure this has to go against some kind of guidelines, though it is hypothetical. The idea of grooming a child to be gay, trans is horrifyingly disgusting. Let them figure out as they mature. Shame on you. Yeah. That's really sad. That's child abuse. Funny how she literally admits that she would groom and indoctrinate a child. That's just wild. But yes, men are the problem, right? Yeah, right. Men are the problem. See what I mean? These people like her are just... What a disgusting person. Hopefully no man will ever get her pregnant. You'd be surprised how stupid guys are, man. You'd be surprised. Earlier in that stream, she said he's afraid of having a son because he would randomly become a misogynist one day. But ironically, it's people like her who make men into misogynists. Many misogynists have had abused. Oh, okay. Many misogynists had abused. I can't read, sorry. Many misogynists had abusive, hateful mothers. Yes, yes, yes. I'm not saying that's okay, but this female is not wrong. She's not wrong. Wow, I was on her side until I saw this. Well, aren't you kind of dumb? She was killed like 2 times in less than 10 seconds in this video game. Let's see, breaking. I think the person was trying to say breaking news. Ben, don't get the joke. Whatever. Grammar, please. Twitter, saying I want my kid to be gay as a joke is too far. Also Twitter, screeching threats to women and kids is a joke. Calm down. Oh, here we go. Wokies. I'm pretty sure you cannot make someone gay or straight. I mean, you can actually. A lot of it is grooming. Anyway, let's go back here real quick. Stop trying to make this a bad experience for everyone who's just trying to play the video game. Take your own advice. Yep. Men are not the problem. These videos are. Yep. Wrong. We are the entire reason for the gaming industry. We built this shit. It was a bunch of dudes playing games like Halo, trashing each other 7 days from Sunday, day in, day out, that built the gaming industry. Stop trying to delete us. Yep. Gaming is male dominated. The industry wouldn't exist without them. It says exit. Men talk trash and banter amongst each other. The joke has always been that men say mean things they don't mean to each other. Women say nice things to each other that they don't mean. That's how men bond. Yes, I literally just said that. If you don't like it, don't talk to the shitty ones. Every game culture is different. Find a game that is more your speed. Expecting everyone else to change just because of you is ridiculous. That's why we have features like that let us block and mute people we won't get along with. Stop forcing all humans to be your friend. Yeah, exactly. I don't understand that. What is this thing of like trying to force people to like you or think like you? Like, I don't understand that. This forced validation from strangers. I have a lot of male friends who don't say mean things to me. Yeah, because they're trying to get in your pants. Yeah, exactly. Women ruin everything that men love in an attempt to make themselves feel welcome in spaces. Well, only the females that are like her. Only the females that are like her. Because I know plenty of women who are just like us and love to banter and talk shit, and there's no problem. So, just the females who think like her. Men are the gaming community. And that's it. Yeah. Alright, let me read this last one. Honestly, men paved the way for you to do what you're doing. So to complain about the unchangeable nature of random people on the internet and make it about men in general is insane. Yep. Yep, exactly. Yep. 100%. Well, anyways, let me know what you guys thought about this reaction video. It was a little long. Didn't mean for it to be this long. I figured it would have been like at least 20 minutes, but I guess not. You know, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Make sure you ring the bell so you're notified. And, you know, tell me what you think in the comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Whatever you want to say. And I'll see you next time. Later.